valuation in oil and gas is unique because it involves a commodity. If you're, for instance, we have a case that involves oil reserves in another country, and what we're doing is valuing an ownership stake in that. And so because it's in oil and gas, the ownership stake is directly related to the value of the oil. While this piece of land might mean a lot to the person who bought it in 1940, the value of this land is what is underneath it. And so this entire company, this is their asset, this is what they have. And so their company valuation is really related to this one asset. And so it has to do with the price of oil and the projection for that. And so when you get into an E&P company, that's really the king and the crux is the price of oil. Now, when you get to oil field services companies, depends on what it really does depend on what the company does and what oil is doing. For instance, if you have a downstream company, then their value might go up if oil goes down because they're able to buy. They're selling. Revenue is going to increase. If you have a midstream company, the great thing about midstream companies is a lot of times their value stays the same because oil still has to get from one place to the other. And it's the upstream where you start to get some interesting things with oilfield services. Now, when you go with these companies that supply, so the valve companies, the pipe companies, it is directly related to having to understand what does a company do. And so your valuation is not just looking at financials. As you're doing your projection, you're saying, okay, what do you do? You service valves for downstream. Okay, so you're going to be in this category. And we're gonna value your company based on this. And you might be very different than the valve company that really only services upstream. And so when we're doing valuations in oil and gas companies, we have to look at all these factors. And then sometimes you look at political climates. I mean, are you able, is an E&P company able to even exist in this country, or what's happening there?